Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating it's Thursday, June 25th, 2020. In both the Lynn life and the Jimmy body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the many search for truth rules already given to the search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us. And whether or not the souls do that, lives are still beholden to their own soul plans. So if the lives are supposed to be doing X, Y, or Z, they're still accountable, even if the souls are no longer resident. And the soul life connections broke. Many souls let go of the lives because the lives were being too resistant.
That's right.
And that was happening during the era of teaching the large classes.
Oh, that's right.
And we called it Stay Away Stinky Soul, which is how the lives were relating to the souls. And that was happening already in the 2007 to 2014 era.
That's true.
And somewhere around 2014, it seems as though, in general, the souls are unhinged from the lives and they're just kind of floating along like astral plankton.
Yeah, that's right.
And unfortunately, from the perspective of the lives, the legal standing under divine law went with the souls, leaving the lives unprotected. And that's the way it is. And our not liking it doesn't change it, and getting snippy about it doesn't help.
That's true.
So we are here in the era of massive planetary destruction. The temperatures in the Arctic have hit 100 degrees over the past couple weeks, and the wildfires are now burning in the Arctic again, as they did last summer. And we're heading into July and August, which are the hottest 2 months historically in the northern hemisphere.
That's right.
Here where these host lives live, the temperatures typically, historically, do not get over the 90 to 92 degree range.
Yeah,
they just don't. And what is the forecast for the next 3 days?
On this host life's phone's weather app, the high is 98 for the next 3 days.
98.
Yeah.
And then after that, 97 and then 96.
And 96.
But that cooling off is based on an expectation of rain. Now here where we live, June is historically a very rainy month.
That's right.
But we haven't had a drop of rain really in 3 weeks.
That's right.
So everything is upended. Yesterday at 5 o'clock, the weather forecasters predicted a 100% chance of rain at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
it is going to rain in 3 hours. I'm telling you.
That's right.
And we were outside doing our farm things, and it wasn't looking like rain.
Nope.
So at 7 o'clock, we kind of check. It's like, hey, where's the rain? And at 7 o'clock, it says, never mind, it's not going to rain. There's no mention of any rain or of any forecast of rain.
Yes.
They just, never mind about all of that. It did not rain. So within 2 hours, they were able to see, oh, wait, maybe we're wrong. And now they're just kind of like hoping that magically something will happen to create rain to cool it off.
Yeah, that's right.
Meanwhile, plants are dying, and trees are dying for other reasons also. We don't know if you can hear this massive destruction of trees, what's happening, insanely enough. We live in an area that had many canopy roads shaded by trees, and the power company is coming through and removing all the canopies from all the canopy roads. 17 miles of road.
That's right.
They're removing canopy from. And if it's happening here, it's presumably happening in a wider area as well, at least every place this power company does business, and presumably throughout the state.
That's true.
So that's exactly opposite of what the situation calls for. When temperatures spike, we need the shade.
That's right.
In addition, trees store carbon, and we need the carbon storage.
That's right.
Not to mention, it's philosophically wrong to kill trees who were here first. Now,
that's true.
If we need it for our little patch of food production, it's arguable. Our little patch of house, it's arguable. But we don't need... And we could see how if you were only asking about the power lines themselves,
Yes, exactly.
what needs to happen to protect the power lines, that we could arrive at the conclusion of, we should simply murder all these trees. But that's only asking one question. And if we say, if we murder the trees and expose the asphalt, temperatures in this area are going to go up 15 degrees, which is reasonable.
That's right.
That is a reasonable outcome, a reasonable expectation of what happens when you remove shade. And then 15 degrees temperature increase on top of already 8 degree temperature increase. That's a 22 degree temperature differential over the historical temperature. And it's only 2020, friends. This isn't supposed to be happening for another 4 years. And it looks like it's going to happen on our street today. One thing wiser minds above have consistently said is that the timing is the trickiest part of the equation. And we know that the wiser minds above who are accessible to us right now, today, in this moment, are the ones who are interested in creating a soft landing. They want to salvage something from the technology that they gave to humanity when they caused human civilization, so-called civilization, societies, to come to an end, as must occur and as will occur. They're just not going to stop humanity from destroying itself.
That's right.
But they want to salvage the miracle of the hot shower and safe places in which to sleep and easily available food and running water. They really do. And we would also like that, but we don't think it's going to happen.
No.
And one really key point that's missing is an acceptable battery system for the solar generated power.
That's true.
There's just not a really good battery technology that exists yet. And we've been waiting for a couple of years for that battery update. And we were emailing our solar guys yesterday saying, hey, anything? We keep emailing our solar guys, anything, and they keep saying not yet. And there's companies working on it, and they're in a race because it's a big market.
Exactly.
And whoever has the breakthrough is going to get the money.
That's right.
And there's a number of them, including Sonnet and Tesla, who already make the top of the line solar batteries.
That's
and some others also. We're not saying it's going to be either Sonnet or Tesla. Somebody's going to win that race, and nobody's crossed the finish line yet. There's not, just so you guys know, upstairs, there's not yet acceptable battery systems for solar, which we're interested in because we have a solar system that powers the whole house.
That's true.
But it has to have a battery to be standalone. And
that's true.
the battery technology is not yet adequate. So we're supposed to be waiting for the breakthrough, and that's what we're doing. For whom this message? Why do you ask? And meanwhile, the destruction continues. We don't know if you guys can hear it. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? They're murdering enormous trees, and just they're going down 17 miles of roads in this little farming community where we live. 17 miles of canopy roads, and they're removing all the canopy. All the canopy at 17 miles of roads, and they're not just doing it here. They're doing it all over the county, and presumably all over the state.
That's right.
So it's as if it's just like a frenzy of wanton destruction.
That's true.
It's beyond senseless and into insane, because we need the trees, we need the shade, we need the cooling, we need the uplift, we need the moisture. When you involve trees in an area, rainfalls go up. We're already experiencing loss of rainfall.
That's right.
We need to be planting trees and nurturing them to grow to stimulate the rainfall. Like, this is just crazy. It's really oppositional, defiant to our own survival needs.
That's true.
For whom is the message? Why do you ask? And is there anybody up there who wants to stop the destruction in a fair and just way? So we do know that there are other people in addition to ourselves, who are trying to create little compounds in which survival will be possible. And we ourselves don't think that we will be the ones to use this compound, but
No.
we're creating it for somebody who we probably don't even know,
That's right.
who will be passing through and will discover the miracle of a fruit grove and fertile soil and electricity. And a hand pump, it is a hand pump, but we can pump up our home plumbing system
That's
and have
true.
water pressure inside the house. Certainly enough to power a bath, if not a shower.
That's right.
And so it might be back to baths and back to ceiling fans, because you can't run central air on anything other than an enormous battery system, because the spike when you turn the system on
That's right.
is 2 to 3 times what the normal load is. So you have to say, all right, well, that's not going to happen. Goodbye,
right.
central air. We loved you well.
That's right.
And go back to ceiling fans like we grew up with. Whatever. Right? For whom is the message? Why do you ask? We hope you guys can hear this destruction. It's been going on in front of our farm for 3 days now. This is the 3rd day.
That's true.
And that's just in front of our farm, and they're just going through this 17 miles. And that's how long it's taking. And our farm is not big.
No, that's
And they've
true.
been murdering trees on the right-of-way in front of our farm for 3 days now. I just really want you guys to take that in. For whom is the message? And why do you ask? And what are you guys going to do? Because this is happening using tools sent in by the spirit world. The spirit world sent in the internal combustion engine,
That's
and
true.
the spirit world sent in explosives, and this is all happening with tools sent in by the spirit world after, and this is all happening after 12/12, at which that was a point in which you knew it didn't work, that you weren't able to implement your training program for the masses. And now for more than a year and a half we've been asking for instant karma for both tails of the bell curve of karma, not only for the best of the best who are asking for our own karma instantly.
That's
and
true.
please continue to give us our own karma instantly.
Please.
But also for the other tail of the bell curve of karma in such a way as to provide guidance to the masses, because we need these public smitings, smackdowns from the hand of God, of the worst of the worst, those who are pulling the engine of destruction the hardest, and arguably those who are pushing tree removal, right? That this is bad.
That's right.
So maybe the power company executives also, their heads should be exploding and abdomens should be exploding with aliens coming out and whatnot. I don't know. The point being, it has to be the hand of God. This is not inciting humanity to be revolting to
No.
other humans. That's not what we're saying. Hand of God. So we think that what's happening is that we're so far into the black hole that divinity is poisoned as it approaches our dimensions.
That's true.
And that they're unable to maintain their clear focus, and they're just looking around at each other, kind of like humans do and chickens do, saying, wait, what are we doing? And when the whole society is toxic, it's very difficult for anybody to get clear. And so, friends, you're just going to have to leave your societies. And we find that letting go of clutching to society is very freeing and
That's
helpful,
true.
and it brings peace in a way that nothing else does. Now that our societies have gone fully insane and fully toxic, we think this is true not just in this dimension, but in many, many, many dimensions, because it's a good long way to the edge of this black hole. And how it looks from inside the black hole is an expanding universe. That's how it looks,
Yeah,
because
that's
we're just
right.
falling away from everything else.
That's right.
So it's interesting. The point being that the Arctic fires have started just like they said they would. And so if those upstairs want a soft landing that includes the miracle of the hot shower, you guys are going to need to delay it a little bit because the solar battery technology doesn't exist. So you need the
That's true.
technology in place, and you need the batteries manufactured, and you need them installed, and it's not on track for that.
No, that's true.
Right now, what it means when Siberia is burning is that it's generating black ash. The black ash is falling on top of the white snow, the white ice. It's melting the white snow, white ice, absorbing heat from the sun. Black absorbs heat much better than white
That's
does.
true.
White reflects, black absorbs. And what we're really trying to do is postpone the total loss of Arctic sea ice, and it's going to happen sometime in the next 5 years based on reasonable projections.
That's true.
Obviously, later is better than sooner. If this race for decent batteries is to be won, just so you guys know, that's where we stand. Like over and out from Ground Zero Planet Earth. Well, and somebody else is saying, and we think this is a valid point, is they're saying, well, we haven't even had the second wake-up call, and the first wake-up call, everybody's just gone right back to the frenzy of destruction. Like here in this state, they're pretending that they don't need to use safety measures, and we're having a big flare-up.
That's right.
In the coronavirus infection rates.
That's right.
For whom is the message? Why do you ask? So what seems to be happening is upstairs they're arguing about when to put on the brakes. They're saying, well, it's a little bit too soon to put on the brakes now. They need to hit the wall again because they're being ridiculous. They being humans. Humans need to hit the wall again. Like, you got to let them hit the wall again. And then after they hit the wall, let them hit the wall really hard and like really knock themselves out, which probably means economic collapse.
Right.
And then they'll hold off a little bit, waiting for this solar battery technology to be installed so that there'll be at least some enclaves that are survivable. Is anybody up there interested in stopping the destruction in a fair and just way?